Drama in Nigeria, as Yakubu Gowon rebuffs pressure to hold a press conference in Hausa. This is New Media TV in London. The full story. Amid ethnic tensions and rivalries between tribes in Nigeria, former Head of State General Yakubu Gowon resisted pressure from the Nigeria Television Authority, NTA, to provide a Hausa version of an address he recently delivered on the political situation in Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso, in which he also spoke about the Nigeria and Biafran War.
As a key founding father of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, in May 1975, Gowon is recognized as the sole surviving signatory of the 1975 treaty that established the regional bloc, having worked alongside other leaders to establish the organization. The former head of state addressed a press conference shortly after meeting with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, urging ECOWAS leaders to lift sanctions against the three countries now under military rule. He also made a comment about Nigeria and Biafra. Gowon said, "If I can remember, when I was fighting the war, I was told I was too slow, and that probably Nigeria cannot make it, and that we should now seek a discussion. Well, did we do it or not? They probably do not know the problem underground, so that is where we are." After reading the text of his speech, the press conference moderator announced that Gowon would deliver the same address in Hausa. An obviously shocked Gowon responded, "Wait a minute, who told you that I'm going to do it in Hausa? My goodness, for almost 8 to 9 years, I have always been speaking mostly in English." A horde of people came to Gowon and told him, "Your Excellency, you're not reading." Others jumped in, pressuring the 91-year-old to summarize part of his address in Hausa. But Gowon stood his ground. "This is an ambush. This is a coup. My goodness. Honestly, my Hausa is not good enough for me to say it in Hausa. If I'm talking to you one-on-one, whatever rubbish I say to you, you might accept. But to do this, no." Despite providing a reason for not being able to address the audience in Hausa, the pressure continued. "Just state your message to ECOWAS leaders." One of those pressuring the former head of state told Gowon in Hausa. 3 others joined in, telling Gowon to state his message to ECOWAS leaders in Hausa. An almost overwhelming Gowon refused. "You people, I know you are very clever. You use whatever language it is to try to get one to speak. You can translate. I have forgotten how to do this."
At this stage, geopolitical analyst Frank Bello in London continues to wonder whether Gowon's refusal to speak in Hausa is linked to tensions between Nigeria's North and Middle Belt, largely driven by herder-farmer clashes rooted in land competition, climate-driven migration, and deep-seated religious and ethnic divides, often described as sectarian violence or resource-based eco-violence. There are also escalating conflicts over grazing land in states such as Benue and Plateau, involving armed groups, causing mass displacement and significant fatalities, and often linked to historical grievances. According to Frank Bello, the incident highlighted sensitivities surrounding language, ethnic representation, and the legacy of the civil war in Nigerian public discourse. Here's a brief video glimpse of the conversation.
Our Hausa listeners across the sub-region.
Wait a minute. No, who told you that I'm going to do it in Hausa? My goodness. Look, for almost 80 years, I've only been speaking mostly in English. And Hausa?
You're not reading, sir.
What I'm not reading?
You're just saying what you say in English.
My goodness.
So you have a translation right?
No, it's not. In fact, I cannot do the translation.
No,
you know, this is an ambush. This is a coup. You see? This is a coup. No, my goodness. Honestly, look, my Hausa is not good enough for me to say it in Hausa. If I'm talking to you, just person to person, whatever rubbish I say or use, you might accept. But to do this, to go.
Amma to menene saƙonka ga shugabannin
kawai za ka gaya mana.
Menene saƙonka?
Saƙonka kawai da Hausa, kawai saƙonka.
Look, you people, I know you are very clever in you use whatever language it is to try to get one to speak. Look, I thought we said there is no.
Ko na second.
Okay, please. Please. Now, you can translate it now. I want you, look, Halima. Kizo. Please, you see, they want me to sort of say this in Hausa. And I sort of said, look, I'm not in a position, I've forgotten how to do this many years.
All right, guys. You all can see, and at the same time hear from General Yakubu Gowon that he was unable to speak Hausa fluently, and that in the last few couple of years, perhaps 19 years, he's been communicating to the rest of the world in English language, and that his knowledge speaking the Hausa, or his ability, let me put it this way, his ability to speak the Hausa language deteriorated over those years. But then and again, if we should look back into memory lane and the configuration of Nigeria post-amalgamation, pre-independence and post-independence Nigeria, you will discover from the map that both the middle belt of Nigeria was categorized as northern Nigeria. So if we should look into the current geopolitical zones, the 6 geopolitical zones, that means the northwest, the northeast, the north central are categorized as northern Nigeria. So 3 regions in the current 6 geopolitical zones. But then and again, if we should go back one more step into memory lane, if we ask ourselves a very honest question, does many of the middle belt in Nigeria speak Hausa? Well, I asked Google because I knew for a fact that the middle belt was considered a Hausa territory. So when I asked Google, does many of the middle belt in Nigeria speak Hausa? Now, Google then came back to me with an affirmative answer to say yes, many people in Nigeria's middle belt speak Hausa. But while the region is ethnically diverse with many indigenous languages, Hausa serves as a major regional lingua franca for trade and communication, particularly in cities and mixed communities across areas like Jos in Plateau State, the very hometown of General Gowon, Nasarawa, and parts of the North Central region. Now, let's look at some key factors. Let's take a few examples. Dino Melaye is from Kogi State. Dino Melaye speaks Hausa very frequently. And you find out that some people, even in Kwara State and in Oyo State, a mixture of Oyo State, the people especially from the Oyo Afin and Oyo Messi, many of these guys speaks Hausa and they understand Hausa very, very well. Dino Melaye speaks Hausa very frequently, but it then bothered me at this particular time in question. Why did General Gowon deny the mere fact that he was unable to speak in Hausa? One thing is going through my mind for his denial, telling the whole world that on a one-on-one basis, whatever garbage that comes out of his mouth speaking Hausa, somebody else that he's speaking Hausa with must take the garbage. But if we should rewind back when General Gowon was back in power in those days, does that mean that period in time, most especially when he was fighting the civil war and post-civil war until Murtala Muhammad toppled him, does that really mean that General Yakubu Gowon did not speak Hausa or communicate in Hausa? What could be the reason behind General Gowon now denying his ability to speak Hausa fluently? I've been thinking, and for some time I have been meditating on this issue for some time. Could this be related to the ethnic tension between the Middle Belt and the North? Because according to urban dominance, Hausa is predominant in major northern Middle Belt cities such as Jos, Lafia, and Mina. Now, Hausa is used alongside other local languages in areas like Kogi State, like I indicated to you. Now, why at this point in time is General Gowon telling us in front of the camera and the world stage that he was unable to translate what he had to say into Hausa? Now, if I have to say anything in English language, I think I am very confident in translating the same thing that I said in English to my native mother tongue and my father tongue in Yoruba language, in fact including proverbs from my original tribe, the Yoruba people. So let's come to terms with one conclusion. Does that mean General Gowon is now indirectly regretting all his actions when he was in power, not knowing that a day or decades and years later, he will pay for all the atrocities he committed when he was in power by killing his people, the thief people. Perhaps General Gowon never thought of the fact that there will be a time like this in this particular century and in this particular decade, that the people, his own people in Jos, will be massacred by the same Hausa Fulani people that orchestrated his ascension to become the youngest military head of state in Nigeria. I leave this to you guys to judge. Leave your comment, and please, I want you to be civilized, and I don't want you to please talk about the Biafran war or whatever. I just want you to comment very decently on what is on ground, reasons why Gowon denied himself, denied the North that he could not speak Hausa. Are we going to see a complete breakdown or cut off of the middle belt from the northern hegemony? So guys, leave your comment and let's have your thought, and I hope to see you and in my next video clip or my podcast. I want to dig a little bit deep down into Seyi Makinde and Ibadan, its conflict with his conflict with Olubadan in 2026. And I want to ask you again, I'm just preparing your mind, is Seyi Makinde playing with fire concerning Olubadan's throne? Now, what is the business of Igbo people with Ibadan and the entire Yoruba land in southwest Nigeria? All these questions I'm seriously going to ask, and I need answers. Is Seyi Makinde prepared to sell Ibadan and Yoruba land to the Fulanis for political gain and his own selfish needs? What, in your opinion, will be Seyi Makinde's ending? I want to have your thought, but prepare your mind. And finally, is Seyi Makinde another Malami? In other words, is Seyi Makinde another betrayer amongst the Yoruba people? Prepare your mind, and I want you to please leave your comment. Please like, share, subscribe, and follow us on both Facebook and YouTube. And until that moment, next time, take good care of yourselves, and I hope to see you then. Take care. God bless you.